There was once upon a time.
Knock knock. Who's there? Chassis. Chassis who? Don't go chassis waterfalls. Listen to the rivers and the lakes like we no. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. In today's video, we are going to take a look at the different existing chassis for Superking Beyblades. So for now, these are all the chassis that have come out, and yep, I've classified them from stamina, defense, attack, and balance. So we'll just take a closer look, since most of the time in videos, we often just look at the chip or the ring or the entire combo. But now, let's give time to to give more time and some additional analysis to this very valuable part of the Superking Beyblades. So yeah, first is, let's look at the 1S, and the stamina chassis. And of course, we're gonna weigh them. So this is like an adapter. You can use this to make the Superking rings compatible with older disc. So let's just check the weight. It's 16.6 grams. It's 16. So if we put this together, that's 32 grams. It's heavier than your normal GT layer with layer weight. I think the only GT layer that weighs about 30 are the Mugen system, and the others, even if you put Goku or the Diabolos chip, it wouldn't reach 30. So imagine if this splits weighed 53 minus a driver, right? Use a combination of Superking ring and 1S. What was the weight? 53.9, and it adds to the weight. See? But of course, it's a case-to-case basis. Some Superking rings are light, so yeah, but it gives you that option to bulk up in weight if you want to use, GT or older disc. If you use wheel, then that would make it even heavier. See, it's 63 grams. That's heavier than most GT combos with drivers. Crazy. So yeah, single chassis give us that option to customize our Superking Beyblades. Really cool. And it is classified as stamina. See the outward distributed metal. If it's more concentrated at the center, it's practically more for defense. Yeah, as you will see the difference with these defense and stamina. So yeah, really good for stamina. And again, it gives you that customization option. And 2S, it's a triangular shape, really good for LAD because of the shape. See, it kind of prevents from scraping. It's good for Destroy Dash, Bearing, XT Plus combos, and it's quite heavy as well. It's 45. It's in the 45 level. If your double chassis is 45 and up, then it's okay. If it's below, then it's not competitive. Yeah, so these are the stamina chassis. Now let's proceed with the defense chassis. And this is probably the most worthless chassis. I mean, not really worthless, but this is probably the most this is probably the chassis that you would least use, just because it's so light. I mean, it's for defense. The metal is more concentrated inside, but you can also use 1S for defense. It will give you defense and stamina. So, I mean, depends on your combo, depends on your ring as well. But yeah, it's too light. Probably the only reason why you're gonna use this is if you need to use older disc and you can't have two 1S in a deck, so you'll need another one, and that's this one. So basically that's the only time I see a purpose for this, really. In case you want a deck that has, you know, two Beyblades with older disc, but you want to use Super King rings, then you can't have two of these. So this is the next option. And next is the 2D. And oh yeah, just an update on the 2D that I tried to awaken. I think it looks better now. There are only a few more rubbers staying there, but I will try to remove them. But it looks way better than how I first did it. Yay! It's becoming more successful. So yeah. Oh, let's compare the weight of the two. It is the heaviest right spin. I mean, it's the heaviest double chassis. That's it. And the awakened one, 43. Probably if I remove all of this, it will be 42 or 41 something. So yeah. Now this is good for attack. But I am using this. It's still very much defensive. It just gives you more recoil, really. But yeah, it's still good for defense. It's lighter though, but yeah. So it has those tongue-like protrusions that becomes the barrier if you launch it really hard. And then as the spin dies down, it retracts. So really good, really competitive. Depends on your combo, but this is really good for spin equalization tactics. Now let's proceed to the attack rings. I mean attack chassis. So for me, this is the best right spin attack chassis because it has two major like attack points that causes really great recoil and damage to other Beyblades. Yeah, and it's quite heavy as well. See, it's 46. So I really like this. There's another color, came with Tempest Dragon. It's blue. Oh yeah, and I have a black 1S, forgot to show. This came with King Fafnir. A purple 1D came with Curse Satan, triple booster set. So yeah, this is my favorite double chassis so far amongst all of these. Just because I like the color. It's close to gold, and yeah, it's really good for attack. And I like the shape. It's like a ninja star, shuriken. Next is Brave Valkyrie's double chassis, which is 2A. It's the only chassis that has... Oh no, back then it was the only chassis that has rubber. This has rubber. So it has 3 rubber contact points. Good for defense, attack, and stamina, because there's also outward weight distribution of metal. And it's very good for LAD as well because of the shape. It doesn't scrape. And it's also good to be paired with XT Plus bearing or Atomic or what else? Yeah, there are LAD drivers, Destroy Dash. If you want to use this for stamina defense combos, but if you want to use it for attack, it's also good paired with rubber tips or any aggressive drivers. It's a little on the lighter side. It's below 45, so you have to make up with the chip or the ring or the driver to make it heavier. So that's where the adjustment comes along. That's why you need other chips that are heavy, or drivers that are heavy, or rings that are heavy, just because. So yeah, it's really good. It can spin equalize, it can spin steel because of the rubber. It depends on your combo. Next, a third, probably the only number 3 amongst all, because there is no 3S, there's no 3D and 3B. Only attack rings have third what do you call that? Third release of a chassis. So yeah, they reach number 3 because there are a lot of attack Beyblades. So yeah, this is probably the most detailed and the most beautiful. I don't know, there's just something with this, like it's so deadly and dangerous and sharp. When you look at it, it just immediately says I'll destroy you. That's what I get from this. And it lines up perfectly with Rage. Basically most of this came out with original rings that lines up perfectly, or is synergy. It has synergy with the rings that they came out with. So yeah, I like that. I don't like making combos where you put Mirage here or you put other rings which does not really align. For me, the potentials of the chassis is if the rings align with them, or at least have the same contact points or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I mean, people are using this with Tempest, and people are using this with Brave. It kind of lessens the potential. It's good, the combos are good, but it kind of lessens the potential because the attack points or the parts that are protruding outside does not align with the ring. That's just me. But for me, if I'm gonna make a combo, I'm gonna make sure at least they align with the contact points of the chassis. So yeah, this is heavy as well. Oh yeah, it's also under 45. So this is the only I think this and this and this 4 are the only double chassis that goes beyond 45. This is really good for attack, for left spin. You can't use this for right spin. Okay, so so far 1S, 1D, 2S, and 2D are the only chassis so far that can be used for both left and right. So as these two. All the attacks cannot be used for other spin. This two can only be used for right, this can only be used for left. So basically only the attack chassis cannot be used for other spins other than what's already set. So now let's go to the balance chassis. 1D looks like a star. Yeah, it's okay. It aligns with Cursed Satan's ring, and King Helios. That's why I need another one, because I want to put one for Cursed Satan. I don't really like the Hurricane. It's 43 grams. It's as heavy as this. No, it's 44. Yeah. So amongst all the double chassis, this is the lightest. Even with the Awakened, this will become the lightest if I remove all the rubbers, but it would still be heavier with the legal Awakened version with this. So what some people might not know about this is that since it's flippable like this, the alignment with the ring changes. Here it is 10 blade mode. 1, 2. See, it doesn't align. It has 10. If you flip it, it becomes 5 blade mode. It aligns, giving you more attack. Oops. Same with this and this. You can also change orientation, giving you more attack points. It depends on how you want to use it. So basically this, and this are the only ones that you can flip and realign. But with this one, since it's left and right spinning, what some people doesn't know is that in right spin it's more of an attack, and in left spin it's more of defense because of the shape of these contact points. See, it's much smoother when it's left spin. It doesn't really cause that much recoil, but in right spin, that's why when you see Cursed Satan combos with this, it kind of KOs opponent, because in right spin, this actually protrudes more, giving it more KO power. So yeah, for me it's defense in left spin, and in right spin it's attack. And the newest in the family of chassis, the 2B. It's the free spinning chassis. It has 2 modes. Not because of, the shape. 2 modes because it has a mechanical function here. If you press this, or if you get pressed by the ring, it becomes fixed. So it depends on how you want to use that. for attack or defense, but yeah. The free spinnings for defense and the fixes for attack. That's how they say you would use this. So yeah, it's also on the heavy side. There, it's 46.5 or 6.4. Yep. So it's the second heaviest amongst all the double chassis. And so these are like really great improvements on the disc era, but you can still use this. I still like using them because these are hard to get. Double chassis are hard to get. Unlike before, discs are like so easy. Like every Beyblade comes with a disc. Any Beyblade can use it, so it's okay. But these, not all rings can use this, and not all are gonna be good with other rings. You know what I'm saying? It's easier to get them. These are more expensive to get. You need to buy another Helios just to get this. You need to buy another variant Lucifer just to get this. You need another Mirage Fafnir to get that. Another Brave Valkyrie and another Rage Longinus. Another Spriggan just to get these. If you want a blue colored 1A, you have to get the triple booster set. It's so expensive. It's so harder. And I guess that's the price you have to pay for improvements. So yeah, even if they become available in the malls, it becomes cheaper, it's still quite hard to accumulate all the chassis you need, and you'll have a lot of spare rings. What are you gonna do with them? Sell them? But yeah, I'm not really complaining. It's just really hard, but they are like really worth it. So my advice is please take good care of them, because the teeth are on the chassis. If you break one, you're gonna need a new one, and you won't even be able to sell this. Unlike with the disc, the teeth are on the chips of the GT layers. It can get easily replaced. Easier to replace this. So just take good care of your double chassis, and as much as possible, if you're just playing casually at home, do not use dash drivers, because they're the ones that would actually break the teeth. Some of the dash drivers now are like having really good springs, and they can break the teeth of your single chassis or double chassis, just like this one. I'm not sure you can see, but two of them broke, both sides here. It's because I used charge dash and battled it with Rage Longinus. So yeah, since they're harder to get, just take good care of them, and hopefully soon they will be available in the malls, so they'll be easier to get somehow. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you learned something. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, keep safe, bye.